Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Uh, Today I'm going to talk about my spenders. Little back history. Um, I grew up, like I said, 60s, 70s, 80s. So I was exposed to a lot of interesting television programs. And one episode of Happy Days really woke me up. And it was the episode where Robin Williams as Mark came from his planet Orc to check out what human beings were like. It was part of his schooling from his planet, and Orson had sent them here for observation. Um, Now I love Happy Days. I do. It's an amusing show about a simpler time, uh, before we got involved in things we really shouldn't have gotten involved in. It was lighthearted. It was comforting. It was like coming home. But when Robin Williams made his debut on that show and completely stole the spotlight, you knew you were looking at something special, something unique, something never seen before, and unfortunately probably would never be seen again. There are actors, musicians, comedians, there are people who, for that brief moment in time, make you glad to be alive because they're just that special. And most of them don't even really know it. Most of them don't even really know it. Um, anyway, he was in his red spandex spacesuit and bouncing all over the set. I know that all his cast members for that particular show had to fight really friggin' hard not to laugh. He was he was a bright light in the universe. And then he had his own spin-off show, Mork and Mindy, where he settled in more firmly a little bit later on in the decades. Probably around the 80s is when he finally landed and stayed for a while. And it was a wonderful show. I watched it religiously because of Robin Williams. At that time, I was in a shyster modeling class. My dad paid for the lessons because he thought it would give me a boost of self-confidence. Little did any of us know that had nothing to do with confidence, had everything to do with the fact that I'm a massive introvert. Don't like people, don't like being around people, I'm not comfortable in social situations. I've never been comfortable in social situations. School was a nightmare for me. Grade school, junior high, it was a nightmare for me. The only thing that kept me going was the friends I had until they ditched me in junior high. And then I did not really make any friends after that. I made acquaintances, losers just like me, but yeah, no friends. Um, I lived a very solitary life in the middle of three men. Anywho, so yeah, I fell in love with him. And this was a big part of his outfit. And then the show disappeared. Um, it lasted maybe 3, 4 seasons. Then it started getting ridiculously stupid when Mork was the one who laid the egg and bore the child, and it was Jonathan it just got stupid and silly. It really, really did. Stupider and sillier than it should have, which signals the end of a lot of series. It gets to a point where, unless it's voluntarily stopped, like Friends actually had a reasonable ending point to the series. But how do you end something like that? How do you end something like Mork and Mindy? You can't. And it just kind of... And at this time, dance clubs were starting to become really popular. Disco style dance clubs, because someone was trying to bring back disco, with the flashing lights and the flashing floors and all that other stuff. And I bought me a pair of these way back in the day because I wanted to be Robin Williams, put some pins on it, and thought I was cool beans. Went to this dance club in Myers Lake, Canton, Ohio, that I believe used to be, no, it wasn't. It was the dance club, and then it was turned into a porno movie theater. And yes, I know, I know what it was. Naive little me, I knew what it was. And I enjoyed myself with my brother. I didn't dance with anyone because, again, not comfortable around people, not comfortable around males. I'm just not comfortable. But I did enjoy, because there was a live performance of one of my favorite bands at the time, the Producers. I saw their videos on MTV for She Sheila and What's He Got, and fell in love with the band. They were so goddamn cool, so goddamn fun to listen to. They were good. They were a really, really, really good band. You should check them out. I think they only had 2 albums before they moved on to other projects, but I loved the Producers, and they were there live, and I spent most of my time there standing on the dance floor watching the band. Loved the band. And that brings me to today. After my surgery, my bariatric surgery, the team members, my recovery team members, suggested I don't buy new clothes until I've lost all the weight I'm going to lose. And they were right. My first Christmas living with my kids in their brand spanking new house, they bought me a bunch of clothes because I don't shop for clothes. When I was bigger and heavier, there was nothing appealing for me as far as women's wear for the heavy sets. We all know it. They're all made by Omar the Tent Maker. They're ugly fucking patterns and colors, and yeah, because we don't feel ugly enough being large, right? Right. So let's just make it uglier. Why not just have us wear bullseyes on our fronts and our backs so people can actually know where to look to see? Hasn't changed much. Clothes for the heavy set are still fugly as hell. Anywho, so yeah, they recommended not to buy new clothes until I've lost the weight, all the weight that I'm going to lose. And yeah, so I have these XXX size sweats and my huge XXX size t-shirts. The t-shirts now look like dresses on me. And the pants, before I got the suspenders, the pants, when I walk, would drift down my hips and try to slide down over my ass. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not having that at all. And I don't like belts. I don't like anything constrictive, which is why I like stretchy waist. Flexibility, breathability, just slide them down and pull them back up and you're good to go. None of that snap, zip, crap for me. And I saw these on Amazon. I was looking for suspenders. I was looking for suspenders that looked like the ones Robin Williams wore in Mork and Mindy. And these are pretty much it. I have to give them props for that. These are pretty much it. So these are the Jackster rainbow suspenders. They're 2 inches wide. They have an X back. See? X back. The patch is made out of leather. It's a handsome patch. It claims they're made in USA. It claims that the clips, I'm not sure which clips, the clips on the pants or the clips up here are heavy duty, but I beg to differ. I like them enough, but they are disappointing. This adjustment clip does not close all the way properly. It doesn't hold the close all the way properly. I don't think either one of them do. The only reason that they're staying is because of the teeth that dig into the suspender strap itself to hold it in place. And then you've got these clips. Okay, I'll take this one off here, back here, because it's the only one that does what it's supposed to. Okay, this one in the back, that's what it's supposed to sound like when it closes. All right, let me put it back. Did you hear that? You hear that? That's how it's supposed to sound when it closes. When I first got these, this one sounded like that for all of maybe 2 days. And then you don't hear it close. You don't hear it snap like it's seriously clamping something. And I thought, 1 out of 4 is not too terrible. As time went on, I started wearing them more, wearing them all the time, almost all the time. I think there's only 2 pair of pants. There's one pair of sweats that fit me well enough that I don't have to worry about them sliding off my ass. A pair of sweats, used to be sweats that I cut into shorts that fit well enough, and my jammy pants. Wash day. But yeah, so I wear them almost all the time. Every time I wear these big ones. And slowly but surely, the other clips, ooh, ouch, develop the same issue where they're not clamping quite the way they should. So I've got 2.5-ish out of 4 that are not clipping strongly enough. I believe I'm well past the return policy date, and this kind of thing I almost expect from products made in the U.S. Of course, I expect it quite frequently from products made in third world countries where the employees are more or less slaves to American companies. Nobody really wants to, work for nothing. Hence why we have so many unemployed people in the U.S. who are complaining and crying about the fact that they don't have any money but aren't willing to work for it. It doesn't matter what kind of job you have. If you want things in your life, you have to work for them. And with the Tangerine Nightmare in office, it's doubly important. It's more important than ever. Fast food is never meant to be a permanent job. If you have a decent enough education, you can move on to other things once you get a little bit of experience under your belt. Working, which is where a lot of people seem to fail to understand. Back in my dad's day, you could walk in off the street and get a job immediately as long as you had the skill and the knowledge. You didn't really need the experience. As long as you knew what you were doing and you could prove that you knew what you were doing, you could get yourself a job right off the street. My dad did it all the time. With a high school education, that was it. That was it. These days, you have to have that diploma. You have to have some sort of training, and depending on the job, they don't accept working in fast food restaurant, even though that is work experience. And if you did it well, if you showed up, you were consistent, you listened to your supervisors, and you did what you were supposed to do, that is the only experience you need to work at a job. That's what training is for. And temp agencies also offer you an ability to start in at a company, get the training that you need for a specific job category, and then work that job until they don't need you anymore. And if you build up enough of that kind of experience, like manufacturing or factory work or, quality inspector, that kind of thing, if you build up enough experience on your resume through working through a temp agency at a variety of different jobs, that should be able to get you in the door as well. Temp agencies all over the place, desperate for people. And if you're the kind of person that, like me, who, you work at a job for a while and then you get kind of bored and you want something else, when your contract is up at that, then you can move on to another job, similar work, but a little bit different enough that you need a little bit of training. And it's new and it's different people, different environment. If that's the kind of thing you like to do, you can be a permanent temp worker. They make good money. They can make really, really, really good money depending on the temp agency that you work through. Headhunters are also a good way to go if you're looking for a job. I don't know how I got off on that, but sorry. Yeah, we were talking about the suspenders. These would be great if the clips lasted longer than they did, if these little adjustment clips actually felt secure. They're good for holding up your pants if you're not doing anything, or if you're just, out walking, or, just doing regular daily activities of daily living. They're not good if you're going to work in an environment where you're constantly moving and stretching and pulling, because eventually these will work themselves loose and your suspenders will or the clips will eventually pop, and then what's the point of having something to hold your pants up if it's not going to hold your pants up? So yeah, they're nice enough. They're the perfect color. They don't make a fashion statement. No matter how much you want to think they do, they don't make a fashion statement. Or at least that's not why I bought them. I bought them out of necessity. Because I don't have anything to wear other than the oversized clothes that used to fit. But yeah, they're not built for hard wear. They're just built to look nice and hold your pants up. But it is what it is. So yeah. I shall see you again next time. I'll be talking about, I don't know. I'll figure out something. But yeah, I will see you next time. Those who are going to be suffering a rather nasty heat wave over the next several days, try to stay out of it. Stay in as much as you can. Don't worry about mowing your lawn. If it doesn't rain, your grass will probably go yellow and not even grow. And I know that there are a lot of anal people out there who are rather, well, if my grass is up even a half a centimeter above where it's supposed to be, I gotta cut it. No, in this heat, mowing your lawn will kill you. Excuse me. Point blank, period. Mowing your lawn will kill you. So, as much as you can, stay out of this heat. If someone was dumb enough to schedule some sort of commitment, an outside venue commitment in this heat, in this weather, that's on them. Just make sure they have paramedics standing by to assist when someone or several someones go down with heat stroke or heat exhaustion or other heat related illnesses, because they are very, 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 very possible in this kind of weather. Don't wear hats. I know that you want to keep the sun off your head, especially those of us with shorter hair, because we sunburn fairly easily on the top, and I've done it. It hurts like a bitch. But don't wear hats, because most of the heat that you exude from your body goes out through your head. If you've ever seen someone standing in frigid temperatures and the light is right and you're looking at them, you can see the waves of heat rising off their heads. You wear a hat, you're holding all that heat in, and you increase the issue of heat-related illnesses. So don't wear a hat in this kind of heat, at least not out in the sun. It's not worth it. Use an umbrella. Find one of those little umbrella hats where the top is clear so your head can ventilate the extra heat, but you're still protected from the sun. It may look ridiculous, but it will save your life. Guaranteed. So you all have a safe, comfortable day, and I'll talk to you later.